walking up talking about this, but yeah, so I was late because I just got my copy of Final Fantasy 15 yesterday. Even though it came out on Tuesday, I avoided social media pretty much that whole day as much as I could, but got it yesterday, and I had a ton of other stuff to do, so I didn't really get a chance to get into it until mad late, like later on in the evening, and it just before I knew it, it was like 2:20 a.m. ish kind of.
Oh man.
And I was just like, yo, I should probably go to sleep because I was supposed to get up way earlier and do a whole bunch of other stuff that I didn't do just because I couldn't get up. But the silver lining in that is that it's just like such an amazing game. Like I'm gonna go home probably today and like do the same thing. Like after I get done doing everything I got to do, I'm probably gonna be up again until mad late, like playing it, like just everything that I wanted it to be, everything I've waited 10 years for. Now I know you said that you're like you probably not anymore, but that back in the day you were a gamer. And briefly, I guess you were trying to tell me about your favorite Final Fantasy. Was that 10 and 10 and 10-2?
Yeah, for the most part, it was 10 and 10-2. A lot of people like kind of hackle me for it, but
you
they were my.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I mean 7 was definitely good. 7 is definitely a classic.
Of
so
course.
I mean, who doesn't love that? But 10 and 10-2, because I was kind of like an entry level gamer, those were the kind of like the easier games for me. 1 and then 2, I really like the storyline. And I was such like a fangirl for Yuna and Tidus and just wanted them to be together so bad and trying to get through the game so they could finally be together.
They eventually he like dies or something, right? And then she
yeah, he dies and then
she goes looking for him.
See, yeah, something like that. He dies or kidnaps or reborn or something. It's been a while, like maybe God.
Right, various years, but
8th, 9th grade.
Exactly. But yeah, he died or he disappears, and then she goes looking for him, and then that turns out to not actually be him in some aspect.
Yeah, isn't it was like some evil dude?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. And I saw you too. I think you posted something that you were looking for like new anime to watch. Like what kind of?
Yeah, I've been a huge anime fan literally since kindergarten until now as well, and that's been What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I was trying to think how long I've been an anime fan. Now, what kind of turned you on? What was the first thing you saw and you were like, "Yo, I'm hooked"?
The first anime I saw, I was in kindergarten watching Toonami when that was still coming on, and Sailor Moon and Ronin Warriors were like two of my favorites.
That came on Toonami?
Yeah, Ronin Warriors very briefly, like for a hot second, and then they replaced it with Dragon Ball Z. But not that many people still remember that show. It was kind of short lived, but it was pretty.
Oh,
cool.
I own it on DVD.
What?
Yeah, I own it on DVD.
You're like the only person I know that knows Ronin Warriors.
Oh no,
that is tight. I love that. Okay, who's your favorite warrior? Mine was Sage.
Sage, I like Sage. Mine was probably Rowan. That was one from space, right?
Yeah, that was the fire one.
No,
Rowan?
I thought Ryu was fire.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was the leader, of course.
Yeah,
you know? And he was like so OP that it's not even funny. Like he always had a fresh new suit of armor. He went through like 4 suits of armor. Well, actually, my favorite was probably
who was the blue guy with the like light blue hair? I'm trying to remember.
The blue the blue guy with the bow and arrow.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, that was Rowan.
Yeah.
Sage was Sage of the Halo. That was he had the green. He had the green armor. Kento had the rock armor.
Awesome.
And and Sai the torrent. That was the blue guy who had the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was Ryu who had the swords. But my favorite was probably Anubis or that was the bad guy. He had the.
See, you know it deeper than I do because it's been like since first grade, since the last time I saw Ronin Warriors.
See, one random time, my brother brought home a VHS of Fist of the North Star. You ever seen that?
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, yeah. See, and I was just hooked, and like it just so happened that Sci-Fi started playing anime movies. They were playing them on Saturday evening. And they had this big premiere, and it was a huge deal of Akira. Have you ever seen Akira?
I've heard of Akira, but I
Oh
haven't
my
gotten to
God.
it. Yeah.
So they had this, it was a big deal. So I saw Akira, and that was probably like 1996, something like that. Probably even earlier. I don't recall, but it was like the mid 90s. And like ever since then, I've just been like consumed. Like I watch anime. I mean, still to this day, I watch anime. I read manga. I'm actually writing my own anime / manga.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it?
I'm gonna reveal some details. I haven't revealed any details, but I'm gonna pull the curtain back slightly on this
Okay,
episode.
I see you.
It's basically about a family, and it's like when it boils down to it, it's about a family of individuals who, of course, have powers, abilities, not powers, abilities. Various people have abilities, so it's not just limited to this family, but it's just all about knowing your role in life and in your family. And, when you perform your duties and let the other person perform theirs, then, the team achieves its certain goals. But it's called Gifts of the Father. That's the name of it, Gifts of the Father. And that's
I like that. That's hot.
When my fans hear this, they're probably, their jaws are going to drop, because I've been hitting at it for a while, but I haven't said anything about it. But now, I'm moving along. I'm in a position where, that's going to be coming real soon. So it is time to give some information about it, but I won't give too much just because I want it to be a surprise. But I mean, I worked hard on it, and I put a lot of work and thought into it. I'm a huge Naruto fan. You made that face like you're not that big a Naruto fan. We can end the interview right here if you want.
Snap. So it's like that.
If you want to,
like that. Okay.
Yeah, just careful. We could end it here and just.
Okay, so here's my thing with Naruto. All right, so I guess I can't say much because I haven't seen all of it, but to me, it's like so much filler that you don't get really good content of like what the story really is about.
Okay.
And that's my thing. Like, I hate those mainstream anime where it's just like a lot of filler episodes and it's not getting to the point, and then you start losing like the connection.
You're right. You are right.
Like that. So yeah.
And Naruto is, public enemy number one in that regard, because they do spend a lot of time on filler because they're trying to, keep you interested until the next movie or the next video game or the next thing they want you to buy comes out, which, and he did he hurt my feelings a little bit towards the end. He just ended it in a way that I don't feel like he should have. I don't know. Like, I could just tell something changed in the way he was doing it. And I didn't really like the way it ended. So like, it just left this void for me. Like, it left this huge like vacuum.
That's how I felt with the end of Full Metal Alchemist. I've seen bits and pieces of Brotherhood, but the one I'm talking about is like Alchemist. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, Brotherhood ties it up.
But Brotherhood, the pieces that I saw, I was like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, Brotherhood is much better.
This is heavy.
Yeah, it's Full Metal Alchemist was like a kid's show compared to Brotherhood.
It was. That was like elementary until.
No, when you watch
when they revamp those episodes and add more of the content that's like in the manga.
Exactly. No, you're very sad. At the end of Brotherhood, you are very satisfied. Like, I mean,
I'm going to have to finish that now.
There is complete resolution. Not that bullshit that happened at the end of the other one. Like, at the end of Brotherhood, you're like, okay, cool.
Because I was just like, I've watched this for how long for it to end this way?
Right.
And I remember vividly how I was just sitting on my bed watching Netflix and literally just start throwing things in my room. Like, this cannot end this way.
No, that's how it ended. But Brotherhood, no, it ends in a way you're like, okay. Brotherhood actually, per my research, is like the highest ranked anime of like all time. Like, consistently.
And then Vic Mignogna is also one of my favorite voice actors.
Is that the guy who does?
He plays Edward Elric.
Yeah, he has a very distinct voice.
Very distinct.
Very distinct. He's
I've met him several times, and he's amazing.
Have you?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody else told me that. I feel like he's an approachable guy.
Oh my God, so sweet. So the first time I saw him was at Ichiban Con back a few years ago at the embassy in Concord. And he was just so kind. Like, there was like a whole line of people waiting to see him, but with each person, he sits and actually has a genuine conversation and like hugs it out.
Nice.
And is just always giving great feedback for, aspiring voice actors. And is just all around sweet, sweet guy.
Nice. That's super cool. I've never been to a con before.
Oh, I've gone to several. I go to several annually. I cosplay too.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a few friends who cosplay, and I'm so like on the fence. I'm like,
dude, it's so much fun.
I believe it.
And at a con, the best thing about a con is just zero judgment.
Of course.
It is an awesome haven where people can just, let their freak flag fly.
I mean,
get into crazy stuff and just be.
I mean, well,
have a lot of fun.
I would assume that everybody's there with the same interest. I mean, for the most part, like I wouldn't expect the person to be there if they're not like and not know who Goku is, not know who Sailor Moon is. I mean, I watched everything. Like I used to love Sailor Moon too, as well.
Have you seen the remix that came out yet? I haven't yet.
I haven't, because at the time I watched Sailor Moon, I was a kid, and it didn't bother me that a college age man was like trying his damnness to be with a 14-year-old girl. But as an adult,
and you don't think about that when you're a kid, and then you rewatch that kind of stuff, and you're like, "Wait a minute,
it's a little weird."
You're in 8th grade.
Yeah, you're in 8th grade,
and you're like about to graduate college.
Right? He wasn't.
What are you doing together?
Yeah, he wasn't entering college. He was like, practicing for grad school. Like he was about to go be a man. But you fucking around with someone in 8th grade, like, even though that was my dude, like,
yeah, I mean, Darien was everybody's baby daddy back in the day.
He used to pop up in that suit and that mask and throw one rose, and then that would be that.
Dun-dun-dun.
Like, I'm like, damn, does he really do something? I mean,
but it's really funny because he's always the one getting his ass kicked, but he always has great advice that gives, like, Serena the motivation that she needs to do the final blow of the villain.
I think that,
between him and like the Moonlight Knight, remember those days?
Right, the Moonlight Knight. Did you know, though, this is a fun fact, and we'll get off anime soon, but did you know that the person who wrote that is married to the person who writes
Yu Yu Hakusho? Yes, those are two of my favorite, and I was like, the fact that they're together, they need to do like a crossover manga so bad. I think that would be so insane.
Well, he writes Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I'm actually about to watch it on Netflix. That was one on my list right now.
See, there's the thing about that, though, is that it's going to pull you in so intently and then drop you off because it's not anywhere near being done, and there's no hope for anything in the near future. You're going to wait, like, you got to wait ahead of you. I mean, but it is so good. It's so good that it's definitely a must watch, but you will be like thirsty for more when you're done watching it, because it just ends in a major like the relationship between like Gon, the main character, and like his best friend is unlike any, like, it's like if Vegeta and Goku were best friends, like if they weren't like
just this clash of personalities together. Yeah,
but the two of them, they get along so well, and it's like it's very rare that you see the rivals who get along. They're like best friends, but they're still rivals, but they're friends first. It's a great show. I mean, I highly recommend it, but you will be like, damn, when is the next season going to come? And you're going to have to wait.
What I hate about anime the most, I think, in my time that I've been watching it, is you always have to avoid those super sweet, cute anime shows, because like once you get connected to them, they just kill off everybody at the end, and it just does a total 180. Like Madoka Magica.
I never seen that.
What was it? I think Angel Beats.
I didn't see that.
It was just... It's one of those things where it starts off like super cute, super adorable. You're just like, oh, this is like an anime that maybe for first graders. And then it's just like people commit suicide.
Right.
Everybody getting hacked off. It's nuts.
That's my fave. That's kind of how One Piece started. One Piece was like super like funny and like for kids. And then like Ace died, and he wasn't as happy-go-lucky anymore. After Ace died, I mean, he still was Luffy, but after Ace died, it was just like a totally different show. It was kind of a different show even before Ace died. But once Ace died...
See, I've only read bits and pieces of the manga One Piece, but I haven't seen the anime.
Oh, man. I mean, personally, I prefer reading it because this is canon.
It's better content.